As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we can build together. And we have done that in the past. And part of that, as the president just said, is with respect to our own security. And my government is committed for a step change in our investment in Canadian security and our partnership. And I'll say this as well, that the president has revitalized international security, revitalized NATO, and us playing our full weight in NATO, and that will be part of it.
Donald Trump knows his presidency has been a failure. And it's been a failure because he has broken every single promise he made to his supporters on the campaign trail. And now he has to distract them with new promises. Promises to open up Alcatraz, to take back the Panama Canal, and to make Canada the 51st state. Idiotic ideas that are only meant to shift our focus. But someone who will not allow that to happen is Prime Minister Mark Carney, who came to the White House today and shut up Donald Trump to his face and a takedown that had Donald Trump spiraling. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, before we see what Carney had to say to Donald Trump, I want to see how Donald Trump started off his Oval Office presser with the Canadian Prime Minister attacking President Obama.
President Obama, and if he wanted help, I'd give him help because I'm a really good builder and I build on time, on budget. He's building his library in Chicago. It's a disaster. And he said something to the effect, I only want DEI, I only want woke. He wants woke people to build it. Well, he got woke people, and they have massive cost overruns. The job is stopped. I don't know. It's a disaster. And I don't like that happening because I think it's bad for the presidency that a thing like that should happen. He's got a library that's a disaster. And he wanted to be very politically correct, and he didn't use good, hard, tough, mean construction workers that I love, Marco. I love those construction workers. But he didn't want construction workers. He wanted people that never did it before. And he's got a disaster in his hands.
Donald Trump's brain is mush. This is 25th Amendment time. It could not be clear that this is a man incapable of any complex thought, any reasoning, logic, not like he ever was before. This is not a smart person. He's one of the few people in history who was able to bankrupt a casino. But what is he talking about? He is the Prime Minister of Canada next to him, and he's talking about delays to President Obama's presidential library. This is nonsensical and just shows how distracted and angry he is. When Donald Trump knows his back is against the wall, he starts lashing out at the people he considers his political enemies. And what does Barack Obama have anything to do with Canada? It doesn't make sense. But what does make sense is why Donald Trump is so scared. Because Mark Carney is not going to let Donald Trump bully him, and neither is the rest of the world, which Donald Trump made pretty clear with this meltdown right here.
It's necessarily on trade. Just to finish, we also have a situation, because everyone says, when are you going to sign deals? We don't have to sign deals. We could sign 25 deals right now, Howard, if we wanted. We don't have to sign deals. They have to sign deals with us. They want a piece of our market. We don't want a piece of their market. We don't care about their market. They want a piece of our market. So we can just sit down, and I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks, and I'll sit with Howard and Scott and with our great vice president, who has done a really good job. We have some good news to report on a lot of fronts. But JD will be there, and Marco, and we're going to sit down, and we're going to put very fair numbers down, and we're going to say, here's what this country, what we want, and congratulations, we have a deal. And they'll either say, great, and they'll start shopping, or they'll say, not good, we're not going to do it. I said, that's okay, you don't have to shop. Now, we may think, well, they have a right, that maybe we were a little bit wrong, so we'll adjust it. And then you people will say, oh, it's so chaotic. No, we're flexible. But we'll sit down and we'll, at some point, in some cases, we'll sign some deals. It's much less important than what I'm talking about. For the most part, we're just going to put down a number and say, this is what you're going to pay to shop. And it's going to be a very fair number. It'll be a low number. We're not looking to hurt countries. We want to help countries.
Donald Trump saying he could do any deal he wants, and there are so many deals, and he's going to do all the deals really assures me that there are no deals. That other countries who now see the United States as an unreliable trading partner are siding with China. And they are not going to do a deal with us until there's a deal done with China. And China, clearly, from all of the reporting coming out about the refusal to take Donald Trump's calls while he lies and says the opposite, doesn't want a deal. They're enjoying their leverage over Donald Trump. And so he is freaking out. It's the reason he tries to bully people, because he knows how weak he is. And so does Mark Carney. Mark Carney also knows how weak Donald Trump is. And it's why he shut him up to his face on an idea he's loved talking about lately. And these two clips right here.
They get along very well. They like each other a lot.
Well, if I may, as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we can build together. And we have done that in the past. And part of that, as the president just said, is with respect to our own security. And my government is committed for a step change in our investment in Canadian security and our partnership. And I'll say this as well, that the president has revitalized international security, revitalized NATO, and us playing our full weight in NATO, and that will be part of it.
That's true. And they have, I must say, Canada is stepping up the military participation, because Mark knew, they were low, and now they're stepping it up, and that's a very important thing. But never say never. Never say never.
Canada is not for sale. This is perfect for Mark Carney. And for all my Canadian friends watching, we're going to throw some elbows up for y'all. That is how you talk to Donald Trump. You go in there, you refuse to let him bully you because he is so weak and pathetic. And for Trump to say never say never. Number never. Mark Carney will not be bullied. He will not be pushed around. And this is also so strange to hear from Trump in the context of what he immediately said after Mark Carney shut him down on something he's been talking about since before he was even inaugurated. Listen to what Donald Trump says he wants out of any deal with Canada.
Please.
What's the top concession you want out of Canada? The top concession you want out of Canada?
Concession?
Yes.
Friendship.
But that's not a concession.
No, we're going to be friends with Canada. Regardless of anything, we're going to be friends with Canada. Canada is a very special place to me. I know so many people that live in Canada. My parents had relatives that lived in Canada, my mother in particular. And I love Canada. I have a lot of respect for the Canadians. Wayne Gretzky, how good, the great one. You happen to have a very, very good hockey player right here on the Capitals, who I have a lot of respect. He is a big, tough cookie, too. Just broke the record. And he's a great guy. And, we had the team here, and I got to know a lot of the players. But now Canada is a very special place. Yeah, please.
You want friendship? You're the one destroying the relationships with our allies all across the world. And you say you want friendship. You're the biggest impediment to that. How does he not understand how destructive he has been to the world order, to our standing around the globe? This is an idiot who has taken a wrecking ball to not just our government, but the entire global economy just through his sheer incompetence alone. He doesn't understand trade. He very clearly doesn't understand trade. He doesn't understand deals either. Everyone wants to talk about that book that he wrote, which he did not write. Listen to what he said about the trading relationship between the United States and Canada.
During the campaign, Prime Minister Carney talked about the American vitriol. How do you react if Canada decided not to shop in the American store as much as before and decided to partner with other countries?
Well, we don't do much business with Canada from our standpoint. They do a lot of business with us. We're at like 4%, and usually those things don't last very long. You know, we have great things, great product, the kind of product we sell nobody else can sell, including military. Look, we make the best military equipment in the world, and Canada buys our military equipment, which we appreciate, but we make the best military equipment in the world by far. The missiles, the submarines, everything. Everything we have is really top notch. I rebuilt our military during our last term. Stupidly, we gave some away to Afghanistan, which...
You could see Mark Carney's face be like, what? What? What is he saying? Saying that we don't do much business, they're our biggest trading partner. He doesn't understand. And clearly, neither do any of the members of his administration, because when Secretary Scott Bessent was before Congress, he was shredded by Congressman Mark Pan over tariffs. You just got to check it out.
So my concern is on the tariffs. Who pays tariffs, Mr. Secretary? No. Answer the questions I asked, please. I only have 5 minutes. Who pays tariffs?
Sorry, well...
Who pays tariffs?
Sorry,
Mr. Secretary, please.
Excuse me.
The question is very simply, who pays tariffs, Mr. Chairman? I'd like him to answer that question.
Well,
He wants to answer other questions.
well, Congressman, if the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much, why wouldn't they, if, I think what you're trying to get me to say...
Did you remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs?
It's a very complicated question.
Reclaiming my time. People pay tariffs, right? Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time. You clearly aren't going to answer. I'm not going to waste my time having you go, Mr. Secretary, reclaiming, Mr. Chairman, I asked reclaiming my time.
Tariffs.
Mr. Chairman. And I asked to reclaim my time. Did I not? No, I said reclaiming my time because he's clearly not answering it. So, yeah, so as a small business owner, and unfortunately I'd like that time back since you failed to recognize me for 30 seconds. So I just recently from one of my suppliers got the tariff surcharge on things.
This is the most incompetent administration in history. These are stupid people. They're not playing 4D chess. They're not thinking, 4 steps ahead. They're just dumb, and they're costing all of us because of their stupidity. And we gotta call it out. We're certainly doing so on this show every single day. So is Mark Carney. I love Mark Carney. We have to get like a little small Canadian flag to little support, those elbows up. And we're going to be doing that on this channel every single day, calling out the Trump administration. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you stuck around to the end, you drop a blue heart in the comments. And if you know what? If you're from Canada, drop a red heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.